The following program is sponsored by Capitec.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the Insider Essay, your guide to living better. Join us today as we open up to curiosity with Amampondo's Dizu Plaikis calling us to dig our African music culture. Chefs, entrepreneurs and creatives pool their energies to get us overnighting in Maboneng. At the age of 2, Lethu Nanas has such an inquiring mind, she's already reading to the world on TikTok. We're loving local with designer Karabo Poppy Moletsane's Woolworths collaboration range. Curiosity makes the cook as Chef Leanda shares how her late grandmother's kitchen became her world. Plus, artist Jacqueline Chantler paints brilliant life into old cow skulls and the world can't get enough. Even when a young Leanda Neomafanya's head was telling her to follow a business career, a curiosity and love for cooking were pulling her in a different direction.
My name is Leanda Mafanya, also known as Cooking with Leanda. I am a food blogger, I content create, and I'm a private cook, so I cook in people's homes and make beautiful meals for them. I'm also in the seasons of MasterChef South Africa, season 4, in the top 10 as well. And yeah, I just do all things food. My journey started about 7 years ago. I was studying BCom Logistics at the University of Johannesburg, but I actually enjoyed cooking more than I did school. I used to cook at Res, where I was staying. I would try out different dishes and I ended up posting all the dishes that I used to make. So I used to post on Twitter and Instagram and people would always be like, what's the recipe, or share how you made this and all of that. And then I ended up starting my blog. I started my blog, Cooking with Leanda, and it's just been a journey from then until now. I ended up dropping out a few months in after starting the blog because I really enjoyed the food world way more than I did school. And yeah, I think I've been winging it ever since.
You can when you have such a natural feel for food, and Leanda definitely cooks from a personal, emotional place.
My journey has been 7 years in, but one of the main factors that got me into food was actually my grandmother. She used to teach domestic science, which is I don't know what they call it in these days and ages, but they basically teach you how to use your hands. So cooking, sewing, all those type of things, that's what she used to teach. And cooking was a big thing in my home and in my childhood. And when she passed away in 2015, I think a way that I used to feel closer to her was by actually cooking. So I used to start making recipes or things that she would like, or things that I grew up on, just to feel closer to her. And it was also just a form of like therapy and finding closure in losing her. It's only later on that it grew into true love and actual passion for me.
Being a foodie helped overcome the bullying of school years and has seen this reserved young woman blossom.
Developing recipes allows the creativity. Now you're tapping into different ingredients, or even the same ingredients, but how many ways can you use this one specific item? And you can open up people's minds to the journey that food can be, even from the simplest thing that we're used to at home. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making a Heritage Day inspired meal and things that are very close to my heart. I'm going to make some samp, I'm gonna make some chicken, chakalaka, and all the meals that remind me of my heritage, being Xhosa, being Venda, and all in between. I'm gonna start with my butternuts. I'm gonna add it to a roasting dish. Then I'm gonna add some fresh herbs. I love to have some thyme with my rosemary, absolutely beautiful. And then I like to season with some lovely spices. So if you go with your nutmeg, your cinnamon, those go great with butternut. I also like to throw in a bit of honey as well for that beautiful sweetness.
One of Leanda's most popular traits is how assured she makes other home cooks feel.
And everyone makes their chakalaka very differently. This is my version. I'm a simple girl, so when it comes to food, I really like my food nice and simple. Of course, when I cook for other people, though, I go and experiment. I think that's when I decide to play with ingredients. But when I'm cooking for myself, simple is the best. Everyone knows that Sam takes hours and hours to cook. I've already parboiled it, and now I'm just going to elevate it and make it nice and creamy.
Then, a traditional take on a dish that's a nostalgic favorite where this cook hails from.
Up next, I'm making one of my favorite dishes. I grew up on this, masonja, also known as mapani worms. I am a vendor woman, pot vendor, let me say that. My grandfather was vendor from Limpopo, and this is a dish that was really popular and something that we used to eat a lot. And all I do is really keep it simple. I'm going to saute some onions, add some tomatoes, let that simmer and cook down. Then I'm going to throw in my leafy greens at the end and serve that as a beautiful side.
Leanda's cooking is inspired by her other passion, road tripping. So there's always a story to share too.
Today, I have people that are very close to my heart. I have my mom, who's going to come join me for some food. I'm actually stressed because she's the one that told me this recipe is from my grandmother, and I made it today by myself. And I also have my good friend Donald, who's also a brother at this point. We did a reality show together. He was my cooking partner on that show. So we've always shared the love of food together. And today they are joining me at my table.
Miss Mafania insists that God directed her abilities towards food because she has few other talents. But her mother Tsifiwa Mboi and friend Donald Chepuma know different. They see cooking as unlocking everything else she has to offer.
I thoroughly enjoyed the meals that she prepped for us, especially masonja and moroho. Masonja, we ate with my dad, so it took me back to the time that my dad always wanted to have wuswa na mashonja. My dad was vendor, and then my mom kimosutu, and we used to eat a lot of moroho, riakohaye, and all that. So the things that she prepared today, it made me miss my parents.
So me and Leanda, we were on a cooking show together, and I think our friendship even strengthened from that. And we love food and always bouncing ideas against each other, and it's something that we enjoy doing. We enjoy cooking together. Our relationship, I think, evolves a lot around food, but I think more than anything, we have also a brother-sister relationship where we're there for each other emotionally, and we talk about everything, and there's no secrets. So I think it just goes to show how close me and Leanda are.
The amazing thing about food is bringing people together, getting to break bread with those that you love, getting to enjoy a meal, discuss different things that you have felt through the meal, the memories that it brings is just an amazing part of cooking and sharing food with people that you love.
Coming from a real passion for how beautiful South African cuisine is and having a personal connection to every dish, Leanda's next step is her first cookbook. So we can all benefit from her following her nose into the glorious world of food. Coming up, we love the local, sustainable summer fashion of this Woolworths Karabo Poppy collaboration.
Sponsored by Capitec.
Being a South African brand that is constantly updating its legacy means having the curiosity to ask what else can be done to show a love for local in what we wear, eat, cook, or decorate our homes with. Finding the sustainable solutions is something Woolworths and head of local sourcing and technology, Lawrence Pillay, are committed to.
We pride ourselves on being the leaders in quality, innovation, and sustainability. And in order for us to stay ahead, we constantly look at new avenues and new streams to generate new thinking and new ideas. The Fabric and Innovation Indaba marks one such process where we will be looking to lean upon our supply base to present newness in fashion and newness in fabrics as we start to think about the seasons ahead.
Since one of the closest relationships we have is with our favorite denims, the retailer has invested in lessening their impact on the environment.
The manufacturing of denim is inherently quite a dirty process in that you're applying an indigo dye and then you're washing a lot of that dye off. And in that process, you're using excessive water and you're creating excessive chemical waste. The processes that we apply at Woolworths are much more sustainable in that firstly we use sustainably sourced cotton in the manufacturing of the denim, but also we introduce processes that uses far less water, making the manufacturing of the denim garments less impactful on the environment. In addition to that, we have various other processes that we introduce that make sure that that denim is produced in the safest environment, protecting the health of the manufacturers, but also the impact on the broader environment.
At this event, the brand's focus on personalization saw t-shirts printed on and denims lasered to a design of your choice, all with a focus on loving locally made fashion.
We at Woolworths remain committed to the localization strategy. We believe that we have to create a virtuous circle. The more jobs we create in South Africa, the more customers, potential customers we build. And to do that, we are driving an aggressive local strategy. That involves bringing more product from offshore onshore. Currently, 50% of what we buy in totality comes out of Southern Africa, and 30% out of South Africa specifically. We're looking to take that 30% component to 40% over the next 3 years and to 65% by 2030. In order to do that, we have built a comprehensive local strategy that will see us replacing imported product with local product. In keeping with our localization strategy, we're delighted to announce a few local designer partnerships, brilliant, talented designers who have partnered with us to bring their product into our stores and bring it to life in a Woolworths environment.
Among the exciting local partnerships is this new range with trailblazing artist and designer Karabo Poppy Moletsane.
My collaboration with Woolworths was pretty much to create a collection for Heritage Day. I really love the idea of celebrating unity and how South Africa has found a beautiful way to be so incredibly diverse but still be so unified as well. So I created a collection that was celebrating that, and I got to partner with Woolworths in doing that. So I created everything from typography to iconography and even pattern work in the dresses. And one thing about it is that it is Woolworths' very first gender-neutral range. When looking at Woolworths, I've always associated it as a heritage brand. And for me, a heritage brand is pretty much a brand that focuses on the things that make a country unique and innovating and further bringing that country towards reaching its potential. And I think Woolworths has found a beautiful way to integrate that from fashion to food to even homeware and cookware. There's something iconically South African about it, but very contemporary as well, which made sense for me wanting to collaborate with them as well.
Reducing our impact on the environment begins at home, and it's a major focus for lead homeware product technologist Rushana Samsudin.
Woolworths is all about the difference, so we try and do something that's differentiated from the rest of the market. And what we're doing is that we've linked sustainability with innovation, and we've introduced sustainability into our bedding, into our frames, as well as into our glassware. And by doing these types of initiatives of converting waste into product, there's less landfill, it's energy saving, and obviously less impact on the environment. Woolworths' focus is all about loving local, so we've got a Durban-based supplier doing our frames using polystyrene waste and upcycling it into frames. We've got another Durban-based supplier upcycling recycled bottles into fiber and making duvet inners. And then on our glassware, we've got a supplier out in Swaziland using glass waste and upcycling that into wine glasses, tumblers, and gin glasses as well.
Pushing the boundaries and being transparent on how healthily we cook and eat is a field close to Chef Clement Pedro's heart.
When it comes to fresh produce and amazing ingredients, we all know that Woolies is on top. They own that category. But what's also amazing when it comes to cookware and everything else you need in the kitchen, Woolies have you sorted. That's why I'm here today. I'm going to be showcasing the new waterless range by Woolies and the new non-stick range. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be very interactive. Of course, we're going to have a little bit of like theatrical elements in the demonstration. It's going to be amazing and it's going to be delicious as well. Right now, when it comes to, well, anything, fashion, homeware, food, it's all about sustainability and the impact we have on the environment. What I love about the new cookware range, especially the waterless cookware range, is the fact that you're using the least amount of water. So you're saving water while you're cooking. While you're doing that, you're also locking in flavor. With the non-stick cookware, same thing. You're using a lot less water, a lot less fat. So at the end of the day, you're saving money, but the fact that we're using less water is good for the environment.
The message that what's good for our planet is also good for us is carried in every locally made W Beauty product sourced by Laura Naidu's team.
W Beauty is a proudly South African local brand. We pride ourselves in our clean beauty and we anchored in our clean beauty criteria. We are endorsed with beauty without cruelty, meaning we do not test any of our products on animals and none of our products has any animal-derived ingredients or byproducts, making us a 100% vegan-friendly brand. W Beauty is a clean beauty brand, and with that comes the good business journey. We make sure that all our packaging that's used in our W Beauty products are either recyclable, refillable, or reusable. We source ethical ingredients and sustainable ingredients in all our W Beauty products. I appreciate W Beauty for the fact that there is an offering for everybody, that it's meant to make you look and feel good about yourself from inside and outside.
More and more, we are finding that customers are not just interested in what you sell, but they're also interested in what you stand for. And we are a brand that is built on quality and trust. And therefore, there's a trust. The customer trusts us to do the right thing for the brand. Careful consideration of how our product is made and where our product is made is paramount in building trust in the brand. Sustainability is all about this.
That's the difference. Love local when you shop fashion, beauty and homeware at Woolworths. Available in-store, online and on the app. Just ahead, whether you're learning to read at the age of 2 or keeping African music alive, age is just a number. Welcome to the home where curiosity lives and thrives. This is the story of how Lethu Kutula Nomcebo Bengu wowed TikTok with an ability to read at the tender age of 2. It is just as much about her parents Pakiso Masua and Ntombi Kayise Bengu's determined spirit.
Hello guys, welcome!
Lethu was born on the 28th of November 2019 at Baragwanath Hospital. The name Lethu Kutula means peace, bringing peace. So, you know, before her, there was a lot of things happening, but when she came, she was a blessing, and that's why we named her Lethu Kutula, because it brought peace.
Lethu has a bubbly personality. She loves making people laugh and she loves playing a lot.
Yeah, and she also likes acting, so she's a great imitator. Give her a role, she'll act it out, yeah.
Being a tutor, Ntombi suggests helping children to read as young as possible so they can learn at a gentle pace.
The reason we wanted to teach her this early things, so we teaching her different things, shapes and stuff. It's because we went to disadvantaged schools. I personally went to a school which had poor quality education, where teachers missed classes, where there were a lot of strikes. So I had to work hard to get into university. We didn't want Lethu to be disadvantaged based on our pockets. We wanted her to have a quality education. But when we started teaching her the first time, we used educational toys. So it wasn't that difficult for her to focus. Sometimes when it came to her doing something for a longer period of time, it was kind of difficult. So with time, she gained her focus.
Lethu's lessons began at 16 months old, and the results were ones which Ntombi wanted to inspire other parents with.
I opened TikTok towards the end of last year, but we started on Instagram. So she was about less than 2 months old, just to capture memories, and then also to educate parents, because we love education. So we wanted to do toddler education content. Then we moved to TikTok, and then she blew up on TikTok when people saw her reading.
Lethu's mom recommends starting with the most common letter sounds. Once your little one knows 2 or more of those sounds, make a word from those letters.
I teach Lethu how to read through teaching her the letter sounds. And then I taught her how to blend the letter sounds into words. So when you hear her saying k, that's her reading and then trying to blend cat.
And when toddlers just don't want to, figure a positive way to convince them. With Lethu, it's already seen her learn multiplication.
2 times 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 times 2 is? 4. Yeah. Yay. Okay, Yenzu, 3 times 2.
3 times 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yay. 7. So with the maths, we started teaching her how to count first from 1 up to 10. Then we taught her how to add, subtract the small numbers, multiply small numbers. And then we started teaching her how to write easy numbers like 1. She can write 4, she can write 5, 9, and 7.
Even starting at 18 months, some lessons may only register when a child reaches 2. So remember to let them just be kids.
So when we are not learning, we are usually outside. It's playing with the trampoline, or playing with her bike, playing soccer, playing with her cousins. Lethu gets along with other kids quite well. She loves playing with other kids. Every now and then she meets up with other kids from Instagram that she met from Instagram, then they go play. I think it's very important for her to be able to socialize and also relate to other kids.
Being able to read and socialize, a child is much better equipped going into a classroom for their first day at school.
Every child, as young as they are capable of many things. So it's up to us as parents to not dim the light.
I hope that parents are inspired that kids can do big things.
I think also it's important how parents speak to their kids, because if you're going to undermine her and speak down on her, she's going to grow up thinking that she's not capable of anything. So it's important to speak the right language to them so that they can also grow up knowing that they can trust in themselves and be better,
With an inquiring mind like Lethu Bengu's, stimulated and encouraged by her parents, a head start in life is very possible. Curiosity is infectious, especially the kind that African musical great Dizu Plaatjes has for the sounds of our continent. It's taken him and his band Amampondo to stages as big as Wembley Stadium, but most important is how he's passing it on to his students.
Hi, insiders. My name is Dizu Plaatjes. I'm a lecturer here at the College of Music. This is some of my students. This is the music that you are playing. That's the bow that is being playing. And we are playing many different instruments. I hope you enjoy. And this is my space, which I like to invite everybody. I thank you. I started lecturing African music here at the College of Music, University of Cape Town. I've been working here for 33 years. I love teaching because I like to share my experience with the young musicians and so on, young and old musicians. And I teach African music. It involves a lot of sub-Saharan music. I started playing my music because I was inspired by my father. My father was a traditional healer. So I grew up in that environment where every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll be playing drums and there'll be traditional healers dancing and singing. Those are the people that really first inspired me to be a musician.
That is the sound of Dizu opening the minds of Siyabonga Kawana and Sinati Ndingazwe to the music of their ancestors.
Came here 2020, that's when I started this course, African Music and Performance. It's been an amazing experience. Got to learn different instruments from all over Africa. Got to play some of them and learning about their cultures and their traditions. So that has been amazing for me. I would encourage a young generation to definitely join the African Music Department because we learn about where we come from. We learn about our African music, the music of the people, and it's something that we don't want to lose and as time goes by.
Studying under Professor Dizu has been very amazing and helpful in my journey because he's someone who's very patient with students. He has a way of making us comfortable and being patient with us in terms of learning stuff that we did not know. And he's always fun and he's someone you can talk to when you need help, and he's always keen to help.
Having met Steve Biko and played for Nelson Mandela, Dizu also passes on his lived history.
I would like my students to take away from this class the way I teach, because they will do the same thing to the others. And also to take whatever I've taught them beyond what I've taught them.
When this future legend first arrived in Langa, Cape Town, it was as a child from Lusikisiki in Pondoland.
Langa is the very first black township here in Cape Town. And Langa means the sun because it was the first township. That is why it was called Langa, because it gave the sun to all the other townships. I never wanted to move out of this township. First of all, as a role model of young generation and so on, kids must see where I come from. And me as a person, I would like to motivate all the young children and musicians to see that with music you can make money. That is why I'm still staying here in Langa. I don't want to move out of this place. I love Langa.
Dizu students come to Langa to learn everything from how to reskin a drum to the ethics of being a musician.
I learned so much in this township by listening and attending a lot of shows that were going on. One thing that I've learned in music is that whoever pays his money to come and watch you, you've got to respect that person, because that person is the one who puts bread and butter on the table. With music, I learned so much because also sharing the world stages with some other world-best musician, you also learn a lot because we are playing totally different music.
With famous students like Jimmy Dludlu and Judith Sepuma, Dizu is a star other stars revere.
I started a group Amampondo in 1979 in this house. There was a bungalow here. When I started the band, it was only percussion, drums and percussion and dance. I never knew that this band is going to be a well-known band across the globe. Our fame started in Grahamstown Festival, when we were spotted by many of Market Theatre, who also asked us to go and, ask the band to come to Johannesburg, in the 80s. And we're only going for 2 weeks in Market Theatre. We ended up staying for 12 years. The moments with Amampondo that I could remember is when we used to do an educational programs into different schools. Because these educational programs were one of the best because kids were learning about who you are, where you're from, what music you play.
Touring here or the United Kingdom, Europe or Asia, Mr. Blaikies is ever conscious of being an ambassador of African culture.
This is my son Lakeni and Ukwanda Blaikies. They are making these outfits. This is a costume that we wear when we go to parties, when a man comes from the school of manhood, weddings, all the different functions, people they wear and they dress up like this. This attire is an attire that was worn by Nelson Mandela. And this attire can be also worn by everyone, men, women. A traditional attire, it tells me who am I, where I come from. Because without a traditional attire, especially if you go to other countries, people, they always look to you as if you're just an ordinary person. But once you start wearing your attire, people, they start to respect you, because not many of us are still wearing the traditional attire, especially the Xhosa-speaking people. To become a musician, especially an African musician, first of all, as an African, you've got to attend each and every ceremony that is going, that is happening. We've got a problem of forcing our children to say, no, go and play that instrument. And you find that the children doesn't have an interest of that instrument. Let the heart speak for itself when it sees the instrument. Then obviously the children will fall in love with the instrument and they'll never stop playing it. The dreams that I want for African music is to see my people next to their instrument. African music is me. I'm talking about my African continent. I'm talking about my people. I'm talking about all the surroundings in Africa. African music is music that we must never let it die.
Thanks to Dizu Plaiki's efforts, his students and their students in turn will be showing the healthiest interest in our African music for many years to come. Right after this, the creatives of Maboneng realize there's tourism gold in their hood and a wave of new visitors agree. It took a bold, forward-thinking vision to set up the Curiosity network of design hotels in locations outside of the typical tourist areas. It's an investment in our favorite cities where local businesses, designers, and individuals collaborate to bring an authentic, rich experience of urban life.
Hello guys, my name is Tepo Mokoni. I'm a Chief Experience Operator here in Curiosity Backpackers in the Maboneng district in Johannesburg. We started doing experiences in the city, walking tours, and really trying to change the perception one experience at a time. But we thought, how do you then host people longer in Johannesburg? So the idea of accommodation started. So we opened Curiosity in 2013, and now we're not only just based in Johannesburg, but we've got a site in the Cradle of Humankind, and we've got a site in Cape Town as well. What inspires me is waking up and meeting local and international travelers, people from all walks of life, and the cultural exchange that we have. And this space is a perfect platform for that because our travelers are from all over the world. Some of the services that we offer is experiences. So today I'm going to be taking you guys on a cycle through the neighborhood.
As Tepo is fond of telling it, he was born, bred and buttered in nearby Soweto. And it's a treat being able to show international guests around this hood.
Welcome to the most vibrant neighborhood called Maboneng. And this is the main spine of the district. Culture, arts, fashion.
The tour takes in African arts and crafts, a traditional healer's market, and around each corner lies another interesting landmark.
The look and feel of the place, we wanted to keep it very quirky and rustic, but with a nice modern feel, because it's a very historical building. It used to be owned by Pacific Press, which is a printing company that was doing a lot of stuff for the Black Sash movement. So we're told that a lot of influential politicians would hide out within the building itself. So just to rewrite the history, we've called the bar area the Hideout Bar. The people particularly enjoy the design and the aesthetic of the space because it slightly reminds them of home. The selection of the couches that we use, the corrugated iron, the old antique television that we have in the area here. So it's got a lot of resemblance to what a lot of people have experienced back home. Our accommodation ranges from typical dormitory sharing all the way to luxury penthouses.
The advantage of this area having been one of the capitals of SA business is all the high-rise office blocks that can now be turned into accommodation.
This luxury penthouse we have here, it's called Wood. You can see the design, the feel of it, and how the white also complements the wood design. Very unique, with hammocks and elevated bathtub, open plan, so you'll get to see the beauty of this penthouse.
In the past 9 years, the original hotel and tour have grown into a countrywide network of accommodation and adventure. This expansion needed a responsive banking system.
We've partnered with Capitec as a bank because of the lower charges that they have, and they've also made our banking very easy. They're very hands-on in helping us with our accounts. I think the similarities that we have with Capitec is simplicity. As you can see with the look and feel of the space, how simple we've made, and Capitec is such a simple bank to use. What I really enjoy is just the online system. It makes it very easy for us to run a business because you don't actually have to go to the bank, so we can track our accounts just by being online. And for our customers as well, paying using the app has become very, very fruitful to see more people that bank with Capitec. They don't have to actually carry their cards, but they can also just pay using their virtual or their apps. I recommend Capitec as a banking partner because they're very helpful as a bank. They've got lower charge rates and they're very responsive when you've got glitches and challenges.
One fail-safe draw card is the food, cooked up by Chef Brave Saka, whose son, Spook Lenzo, involved his dad in the venture and now lends his own name to this buzzing local eatery.
We wanted to create a certain diversity of bringing people from abroad and local people together on a long table and sharing that African experience, enjoying African food, sharing African stories through dining experience. African men, we love good food and we love food that is fulfilling. Everyone is doing fast food, everyone is doing bar food, but I was like, we are forgetting what we grew up on. So that's when I approached my dad, I told him about the business and I was like, you know, I would love you to be the main chef of the restaurant and we create this. Being born in Malawi and being in Joburg at a young age, it really influenced me to be more curious about my life and search for more. You know, I remember not knowing even how to speak English, but now I can speak English because of my curiosity, and this has helped me also to maneuver with my businesses. Curiosity really helps a lot in terms of you trying to create something new or create innovation in your own way.
In this enterprising community of artists, jams are played live by Sokumzi Mgomeni and his band, the Tribe of Sokumzi.
Curiosity, man, is a space where creatives mostly, come and wind out. After a long day, you get a lot of people who are like-minded, and then Spook Munchies is the restaurant that's where we all meet and we all eat after a long day of working, Yeah, it's like home.
If you come here, you'll make friends, you'll have good food, nice music, you chill, drinks. It's amazing, it's amazing.
There are very few places in the world as creative and experimental as the Maboneng precincts, and Curiosity Spook Munchies is a meeting point for all sorts of people, artists, entrepreneurs, musicians, writers, poets, and because everyone's in the same place, People are meeting each other, there's conversations, there's learning, and so it creates a very special dynamic. That's what, I don't know, what do you think?
I would definitely agree with all of that, and I would also say that the thing that makes this place so special is that you walk in and you feel already like you're a friend, and you feel very warmly received, and like you can sit and stay and be just so comfortable. And the food is also delicious, so that definitely makes it even more enjoyable to come here and have dinner and hang out.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, curiosity is a way of being, you know? Being open to the world around you, being open to learning about new things, new people, new parts of the world. So that's what curiosity means for me.
Where in your city has your sense of curiosity led you? An authentically South African place or an experience which you just have to share with friends or family? Let us know and stand a chance of winning 1,000 Rand towards making that happen. Simply reply to the competition post on the Insider SA social media platforms using hashtag #CapitechLiveBetter. T's and C's apply and can be found on the Insider SA website. Still to come, how Jackie Chantler looked an age-old skull in the face and saw a whole new world of art.
Sponsored by Capitec.
A new jewel in the crown of the garden route art scene is the Kop Gallery of artist Jacqueline Chantler. Her curiosity in cow skulls as a canvas for her imagination has launched a one-of-a-kind field of art.
These are my skulls. There's a lot of love and care that these skulls go through to get to this process. There's almost 8 pairs of hands that they go through for the cleaning and the painting, and even me choosing a skull for each client. People have mixed emotions about these skulls. Some people don't like it. Some people are interested in it, but there's a lot of people that, especially when it's painted, it's got a little bit of more depth in them, and then they become art pieces. The skulls changed my life. They made me grow as a person and grow as a business owner and start this business that nobody even ever started. Nobody even knew that there was a business like that.
The studio, or Kop Shop, has become the most unusual office for Jackie's crew, who wouldn't trade places for all the world.
So this is the back end of my shop and my lovely team. I can't do anything without them. So I started alone. I started my skulls. I did everything on my own, and I scaled up, and I've got a great team working with me. This is the clean skulls that come to the shop. As you can see, some of them are broken. What we do here is we fix the nose bones, clean them inside, and get them ready to get painted and beaded.
A range of cow or antelope skulls are available, each hand-painted with a unique touch.
Working on skulls is very interesting. It's never the same. Every skull is different. You can do the same pattern, but it's always a bit different. I like working with the skulls and with Jackie because it's creative. We always do something new. She never says no to something new. The designing, being able to work with people, their personal likes, it's very interesting and fulfilling.
These African, Spanish, and other inspirations were picked up on travels locally in Europe, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia.
So Caroline is busy with the Delft pattern. It's one of our best sellers. It's a blue watercolor paint that we use, and then we embellish it with dots on the side, and also she's painting the eyes on the sides as well. And here we have Felissa. She is painting our Afrikaner. Now the Afrikaner also is one of the skulls. People absolutely love the Afrikaner because of the patterns and the African feel that it has. The team that I have in this beautiful shop, they're all amazing women. I feel so strongly about empowering women and helping people to work in a creative environment. That is so important for me, to let them, also do whatever they want to do and give me ideas. And I think we all bounce off each other, and yeah, it's a great environment to work with them.
Before this, Jackie studied fashion design, worked in London for a year, and taught English in Thailand until her moment of genius struck.
So this is where it all began. This was my studio right in the beginning. I spent so much time here. It's emotional even for me to talk about it now. This is my floor where I did all my spray painting of my skulls. I painted this wall to do my very first post on Instagram. The wall was inspired by a Mexican theme, which I love. I'm very inspired by everything Mexican. I can't believe I'm standing here now. It brings back so many emotions, and I realize now that you can start a business with nothing and become big.
This singular talent met her husband John Fourie at high school, and today they are proud parents to John 8 and Anna 5.
My husband and I have been together for 22 years. He is my rock. He is the one that grounds me and pushes me to go further. My kids are a very important part of my life. They're both of them really creative, so we've got a creative family. I was a stay-at-home mom for about 5 years, and I started my business, and now I'm a business owner. That to me it was a really big change in my life. I didn't even know anything about business, but I'm actually not that bad, I must say, and I absolutely love it. So I still wish sometimes that I can stay at home with the kids all day long. For me, it's good to show my kids that a woman can also be in business and can also be an entrepreneur and chase her dreams.
It turns out that Child's Play was responsible for Jackie's eureka moment.
So this is the skull that my nephew drew on with crayons, and this is actually the skull that changed my life forever. It made me do exactly what I wanted to do in my life with my art. This is one of my first designs that I've done on a skull. It's also the first time that I started practicing with beads. The beading that I did on this one is also wooden beads in a more natural color, and little fine dots that you can see here is all done by hand. And I'm very, very particular about them to do them perfectly. And I'm so proud to say that this beautiful corp is on its way to Switzerland.
Now that this unassuming artist sees the power in her hands, she is putting it out there as a force for changing the lives of others.
I donated 2 of my skulls to the Francois Pinault Mad Foundation. One went to England and one to Franschhoek. And it means the world to me to know that my skulls the money that they auctioned it off went to a charity. I love the recognition of being seen on TV and on Instagram and selling my skulls to celebrities. I love people seeing what I love to do. So, I mean, I've done a skull for Jack Barrow, Franscha van Cooke, Leah. I sometimes don't believe it myself that from being a stay-at-home mom and just looking after kids, that all of a sudden some people, they recognize me in the street. That's an amazing feeling. It drives me to do more and to do better.
With a bullish determination and infinite curiosity, this is just chapter 1 in the tale of Jacqueline Chantler and her fantastic copper.
Another feel-good production.